Welcome to a short summary video on basic algebra for Foundation Tier GCSE Maths in the UK. We have Algebra 1, writing expressions and simplifying. Writing expressions, they give you a problem in words and you have to get an algebraic expression from that. So here we have car hire, charged at £15 per day, plus a one-off admin fee of £10. They're asking us to write an expression for hiring the car, total cost for n days. So each day is £15, we want it for n days, so 15 times n will tell us a total cost for n number of days, and then we add the admin charge onto the end. That doesn't have any relationship at all to how many days we hire the car for. So we then simplify 15 times n to get 15n. Here, this question, I buy n pencils and q pens. We need an expression if a pencil costs 10p and a pen costs 4p, an expression for the total cost. Now if you're getting confused on these types of problems, always think to yourself, what if I've got n pencils at 10p each? What if that was actually 3 pencils at 10p each? I do 3 times 10. So when I've got n pencils at 10p each, I would just do n times 10, as we've got here. So n times 10 will tell me the cost of the pencils, and similarly we have q lots of pens, and a pen costs 4p, so that's 4 times q. Again, work above, we simplify 10n, 10 times n, 4q, 4 times q. Okay, 4 times q, 4q plus 10n gives us our total cost. Right, so simplifying algebraic expressions. You can add or subtract when you have the same letter to the same power. So 7n plus 3n is 10n. Here, 8a squared plus 3a minus 2a squared. Even though they're all a, I can only gather together the a squared. It has to be the same letter to the same index power. 8a squared minus 2a squared is 6a squared, and then I just keep my 3a. So it's 6a squared plus 3a. I cannot simplify that any further. This expression here, 8y plus 2a minus 3y. Right, I've got y's, so I can simplify them. 8y minus 3y is 5y. And then I've got 2a there, so that's 5y plus 2a. This one here, 8y times 2a. Now, like in fractions, you can add or subtract only when you've got the same letter to the same power. In fractions, you can only add or subtract when you've got the same denominator, the same bottom value. When you're multiplying or dividing, however, the same as in fractions, you don't need to worry. Okay? You just multiply or divide. 8y times 2a, 8 times 2 is 16, y times a, we write as ay. So the solution there is 16ay. These questions, 7n times 3n, 7 times 3 is 21, n times n is n squared. When I have divide, I do exactly the same sort of thing. 8a to the power of 5 divided by 2a squared. 8 divided by 2 is 4. a to the 5 divided by a squared is a cubed. Now I'm using a rule of indices here. I'm saying that when I have two letters to powers and I divide, when I divide, I take away the index powers. When I multiply, I would add them. So when I divide, I take them away. When I multiply, I add them together. So here I'm dividing. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. a to the power 5 divided by a squared is a cubed. Okay. Here I'm looking at simplifying expressions involving brackets. Brackets are fairly easy. This means 3 lots of x plus 2. So the easiest way to do this is to do 3 times x and 3 times 2. 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 2 is 6. Similarly here, 2y times 4 is 8y, 2y times 3y, 2 times 3 is 6, y times y is y squared, and then I've got that's positive times a negative gives me a negative. So it's 8y minus 6y squared. Now, when I have a double bracket, like this one here, I'm looking at finding 8 plus 3 lots of 8 plus 4. Now, the easiest way to do this is to draw the smiley face. So if you see that, I'm linking that x up with the x, the 3 with the 4, the 3 with the x, and the x with the 4. So everything is linked. Now, if you look at that, you can see a face. There are the eyes, the 2 pluses. The nose is this bit here. This is the mouth. These are the ears, and these are the eyebrows. Now, we love the smiley face so much, we put little kisses on the lines to remind us that we're multiplying. So we see a double bracket, we draw the smiley face, the 2 eyebrows, the nose and mouth, we put little kisses on the lines, and then we multiply. X times x is x squared. That's eyebrow 1, eyebrow 2, 3 times 4 is 12, and then I do the nose and the mouth. The nose, 3 times x is 3x, the mouth, x times 4 is 4x. Now, I can then simplify these two, because they're the same letter to the same power, so 3x plus 4x is 7x. So my final expression is x squared plus 12 plus 7x. Now, you need to be careful if you have negative numbers in here as well. Same method, draw my eyebrow, my nose and my mouth. I love them, so I put little kisses on, and then I multiply across. X times x is x squared, minus 3, negative 3, multiplied by negative 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Minus times a minus is a plus. So you must be really careful there. And then doing the nose, minus 3 times x is minus 3x. Then doing the mouth, x times minus 7 is minus 7x. I then simplify these two. Minus 3x minus another 7x is minus 10x. Final example, another double bracket, this time involving different letters. The method is exactly the same every single time. 2x times 3 is 6x. Next eyebrow, y times x is xy, but I've got a minus times a plus, which is a minus. Then I do the nose, 3 times y is 3y, minus times a plus is a minus, 2x times x is 2x squared. Okay, so hope that's helped you with the foundation level of algebra on simplifying and writing expressions.